What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Action Movie Breakdown.
I'm your host, John F. Thomas.
I'm your host, Ellis Fowler.
We're both hosts.
I mean, technically.
Co-hosts, but you know. Anyway, so we're here to review the movie that everybody's talking about. I mean, it has so many people divided. Critics, audience members, fans alike.
That's right. We're talking about Coco.
No, this movie is really great. I haven't even seen it, and the movie's good.
Yeah, everybody loves that movie.
Yeah. We're talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi.
So the way this works, we're going to have three main categories that we're talking about. We're going to start off with acting and casting. Give our feelings about that. We'll have a star rating for that. We'll continue with other categories and tell you what we feel about the overall film at the end of it all.
And all of these star ratings go up to 5. So that way we're not dealing with too much of this and that and the other. Just getting straight to the point. Because I don't have a lot of time to waste. Neither do you. So let's get to it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Acting and casting. Ellis, what did you think?
Actually, I think it was a well-casted film. Well-acted film. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the same cast from the other Star Wars film, the last one. So
right.
I enjoyed all the actors. Although, I must say, well, first of all, positive note, the diversity, I really like that. I think they had a really diverse casting. I think they had some interesting casting choices. Not everybody in the film was like a heartthrob or like your typical, like a Megan Fox beauty queen type of character. So there was, everyday people in there who were really talented, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Like, not everybody has to be eye candy. They were very, racially diverse. So, I liked it all in all.
Yeah, I feel the same. The casting, I agree, was really great.
Yeah.
Luke did a great job. Leia did an amazing job. Finn, it did. I need to know their actual names.
Oh, yeah, right? Yeah, that would help.
So
John Boyega.
Yeah, John Boyega.
Mark Hamill, yeah.
No, these people did a great job, especially I felt as though John Boyega and Carrie Fisher really brought it in this film in comparison to the last film. Not that they didn't do a good job, but I mean to definitely bring it more so this time around to see their characters and for them to have a little growth. But that kind of goes into our next category, so I'm not going to talk about that too much.
I do have a note to say about that also leads to the next category, but maybe it's just me. Tell me in the comments if you think I'm crazy, but it was either the writing or, I love Mark Hamill. I love him. I love his work as the Joker. But some of the scenes with him, I was not feeling his dialogue. And I don't know if it was the delivery or if it was just that he had stilted lines to say, because so much of what his scenes were exposition, talking about the past and kind of on the nose about that. So I'm not really sure. But some of his scenes, I was like, is the acting good here or is it the writing? Maybe when I watch it again, I'll be able to tell you for sure. But I just felt like I had to mention that in terms of the acting and casting. And because of, I don't want to say Mark Hamill's performance, but because of Luke Skywalker's character, I have to kind of reduce the score a little bit. I love the casting. I'm going to give it a 4.5 overall. And the reason that half of a point is taken off is because some of the Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill things I wasn't super impressed with, and it felt a little false to me.
Yeah, I'm going to say that I overall give the the acting and casting on this a 4. Okay. Now, I will say my only negative about the casting and the writing, I was kind of confused about Rose. She did a great job. But I don't know. And this goes into the story and writing too. That her and Finn felt forced. But that's enough of this category. Let's go into the story and writing since we're leading into that anyway. I'll go ahead and say the dynamic between Finn and Rose, it was cool. I liked it. But it seemed kind of rushed.
Or like the build up, like how much they liked each other at the end. Maybe?
Yeah, it was.
Like,
I mean, you can tell she was just like, "Oh man, you're a legend, you're a hero," and that was cool. But that just felt kind of weird. It didn't really destroy anything for me, but it was just odd. I'll just say that. But anyway, let's go into the meat of what we liked and what we didn't like instead of the minor stuff.
All right. There's a lot of stuff I loved about this film, and I didn't even realize it until I started thinking about all the things I liked about it. First of all, the opening scene, I absolutely loved that. Like Poe in his little starfighter versus the huge dreadnought ship, and I'm like sitting on the edge of my seat wondering what the heck does he think he's gonna do to this ship, and what is their plan? And then I really like how this film seems to be about the struggle of the rebels a lot, and there was a lot of loss for the rebels in that first scene, but a lot of good action. That just had me on the edge of my seat wondering, okay, like I'm absorbed into this film. So I definitely love the opening scene. And I loved all the rebel stuff. Like, a lot of them died. It was kind of sad when you think about it. But every bit of action involving the rebels was what had me on the edge of my seat. The first scene with Paige, Rose's sister, I was wondering what was that about with the necklace and all that. But like her struggle to destroy that dreadnought ship, I absolutely loved it. And it made me really like ambivalent, like made me really like Rose when she came into the picture, because I was like, yeah, your sister was the shit. So I loved all that stuff about it. The end scene with the light speed jump, love that. So there's a lot of the positive things that I felt about it.
The positive things for me, I like the engaging storytelling in the sense that these characters were conflicted. Luke was conflicted. Rey was conflicted. Kylo was conflicted.
Yeah.
And it really brought you into those characters where it's just like, it's not just I'm good and this person is evil.
Right. I did like the gray.
Yeah, I like that. There was a little gray area. So I did like that. The more conflicted characters. Luke, a spoiler alert, but Luke at the end, he force projected himself across galaxies.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was dope.
Didn't know Jedi could do that?
Right.
That was awesome.
That was cool. That was something, a great add-on to the Jedi lore, Star Wars lore. It was like, it was great.
Yeah.
Leia, Poe, and Finn had amazing growth arcs to me. I felt as though what they were going towards, it made sense. What they were aiming towards, their motivation was clear, what they wanted. And Finn redeemed himself in this movie in comparison to how he was fighting in The Force Awakens. Like, finally, hey, you're not finna just punk me around a place.
Right, yeah.
All right, so, but enough of that. Now to go into the negatives. Ellis,
oh, the negatives.
First, what we did not like.
What I did not like about the film. I gotta say that most of it really worked for me. Most of it was really good. But since this is a franchise film, and Star Wars is the franchise, then we have to talk about the star of the franchise, and it's always been the Skywalker family. The latter episodes, the first ones to come out, 4, 5, and 6, those were the ones that everybody got excited about, and Luke Skywalker is this legend. And then in these films, the last 2 films, especially this one, they reduce him to a coward. He doesn't really come out of this place that he's in, and there's nothing that can bring him out. Like, oh, Luke, the rebels are in trouble. People are dying. Yeah, okay. Oh, your sister's in trouble. Your sister's dying. Oh, okay. There's R2-D2. Oh, hey, robot. We've had lots of great times. You played me a video, and now I'm kind of sad. But, like, he never really... I did not like where they went with Luke. And even at the end, like, the force projection was awesome. But, like, you sat on your island while everybody was dying, and then you just poofed into smoke at the very end of it. And, like, you never really did anything significant. You never came out of it. And this whole legend of Luke Skywalker, I felt was tarnished and just trashed by this film. And that was the main thing that I had. Like, everything that dealt with the Jedi, I felt very cheated off of Luke Skywalker. But I'll let you go ahead. Because I could go wild.
Right. and that's from being a Star Wars fan. And again, like, my negatives, it's mostly from being a Star Wars fan, and so I'll go ahead. So I felt, even though I did like that everybody, the main characters were conflicted, Luke, Rey, and Kylo, that was amazing because they brought me in like these are real people, and I loved that. The thing that I did not like was that they stayed in it for too long, and that was the thing that I was just not a fan of. So I didn't like that. They stayed in it too long for 3/4 of the movie. I didn't like it.
And I think part of that is because there's so much other stuff happening that when we cut back to them, like of course they're in the same spot, because we got these side stories and the rebels, which is all awesome. I loved all that. The whole Finn and Rose adventure, loved that. But it did take away from this whole Jedi, Sith, Luke Skywalker, Rey thing. That was just like, kind of an afterthought. So it did keep them there for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like I didn't. They were just in the muck, in the mud for forever, and then when they finally moved, it was kind of like too late, and too little difference made. So I didn't really like that. The other thing I didn't like, the Star Wars is overall supposed to be hopeful. This didn't seem that hopeful to me as a movie, which I do appreciate them taking that direction to do that, but this didn't seem very hopeful. But I mean, they have another movie to make up for the hopeful part of it, so I don't know. Luke never left Actos. I didn't like that. I didn't like it. He was just sitting, like you said, sitting on a rock. What are you doing? Like you couldn't get up and actually get. Where they were at. Now you're in touch with the Force again, which I didn't know you could disconnect from the Force, but like a computer. But he could have went to the place and actually squared off against Kylo Ren and ended it. He could have
ended all of that. But he chose to sit there.
Yeah, so there wasn't any amazing lightsaber battles. Even though some people that lightsaber battle with Kylo and Rey, that was amazing. Like, it was cool, but it wasn't amazing. Like, from watching Clone Wars and watching Star Wars Rebels, and even the trilogy 1 through 3 trilogy. Even though a lot of people panned that movie, but one thing I did like was Obi-Wan and the lightsaber battles. Like, those were dope.
Yeah, they were awesome. Yeah.
Those are only two things I really like. And Mace Windu. I like Mace Windu. Other than that, everything else, I feel you. Yeah. Snoke died too early. He died way too early.
Oh my goodness.
Who is he?
Who is no backstory?
Why is he even doing what he's doing? Yeah. How did he do what he did? And for what? What's his motivation overall?
Exactly. Yeah.
And Rey, Kylo, and Luke, why should I care? Because they stayed in the muck for so long. Yeah. And overall, because of all of that, because of me being a Star Wars fan and feeling cheated, I don't care for the remainder of this trilogy. I don't really care for it.
I said the same thing.
I mean, I'm fine staying at this movie. If this was the end, it's like,
that'd be cool.
All right.
Yeah, because I'm not looking forward to it. Like, I like Rey and Finn and all that, but like, as a Star Wars fan, like, if you look at the franchise overall and what the theme has been, it's like, why? What is the excitement to go forward? I really don't, like, you had this legend, you cheated him, and now we have this, new Jedi, Rey, who's awesome, but at the same time, I don't really care no more. She didn't get any training.
Yeah. Kylo didn't get any training.
Yeah, and I just don't care about the dynamic that much. I think if they maybe incorporated Luke into it a little more, then maybe there would have been some kind of way for me to feel more connected to it. Maybe younger audiences who are not familiar with the old things, don't care about that. But because of that, I'm like, I'm not excited about the next Star Wars film at all because of that.
And I can hear what some people are saying out there, and I get it. It's like, the Star Wars fanboys. Look, we're not even uber fans of Star Wars. Like, I like Star Wars, but I've only read one side book. There's a lot of side books, and there's a lot of people out there who read plenty of side books and can tell you for days and days about Star Wars and what's supposed to happen and what's this and what's that. That's not me. I'm not that.
Yeah.
But I do like story, and if you're going to pull from story, at least create go in a direction that makes sense. Like I said, I appreciated the Force projection across the galaxy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
On the other hand, like other things, it's like disconnecting from the Force. Like I don't think you could really do that because of what was already established prior to in the previous stories. Because this is a story that you have engaged.
It's a part of a franchise.
Yeah,
it has its rules. It has its theme, and to just take it and go off of that is jarring. And people who are fans of the franchise, even moderate fans, are sitting there scratching their head. I know I was like, okay, what's going on? Even some of the cool things like Leia flying through space, and it was cool, but I'm like, does it really fit with what we've seen so far? What we've seen after that, she never does anything.
Right? Yeah, for her to force herself, use the Force, and bring herself back into the ship. Yeah, she has never done that.
Never done anything else.
Nothing remotely close.
All these people dying around her. She's never once tapped in. I don't know, but
That's neither here nor there.
Anyway, because of I really loved what I loved about the film, and I really disliked what I did not like about the film. I'm gonna give it a 3.8 because it hurts me to try to give it anything less than that because I did enjoy it overall. I did enjoy, like I said, what I loved about it, the opening scene, the stuff with the rebels, the side story with Finn and Rose. But because of, I felt really cheated on Luke Skywalker. I felt really cheated on Jedi Sith interactions in general. I have to give it a 3.8. So less than a 4. I couldn't bring myself to give it a 4.
Yeah, in general, the movie overall was great. And so in general, for the story and writing, like I said, there's parts I really loved about it, but the fan part of me felt differently because of the story, the connection I have to these characters, what's already established, and then, like you said, to feel cheated off of that because this character wouldn't really do that or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So, in general, if I had no Star Wars knowledge, I'd give it a 4.5 because this was a really great movie. Like, this movie was really, like, the story writing, it's great. As a Star Wars fan, I give it a 2.5 because I left from that movie not really caring
Star Wars anymore.
Because the Jedi didn't even really seem like that much of a focus anymore. Like, these are supposed to be the strongest, basically, warriors. And then they're just over here. I don't know. It just seemed weird to me.
It's weird. It's a weird shift. It's like they're trying to force it to be something else. And, I mean, that's cool if you're not already operating from a franchise that has these established... Like, people had their problems with the first three... Well, not the first three, but the prequels. But I don't think one of those problems was that they felt like it wasn't Star Wars enough, you know? And that's kind of how I feel about this film. It's not Star Wars enough in terms of the Jedi and things like that. So.
But let's go ahead and shift on over because we're short on time.
I know we're over. We gotta be.
We're a little over. But okay, production. And we're going to just breeze through this. So production of this, I don't really have much to say because Disney has always delivered on production. And Star Wars, for the most part, has always delivered on production. Like, you'll hear people say about CG, and I'm glad they kind of moved away from that in a sense, to have more practical-ish effects. Kind of. I mean, more than what they did with 1 through 3. 1 through 3 was, like, CG heavy.
Right.
So in this, which Mark Hamill has talked about, he was like, he doesn't want too much CG and stuff like that. He wants it to be a little bit practical and maybe a mixture with CG, and I felt as though they have done so with this. So amazing, beautiful, amazing, gorgeous effects. And they did a really great job. Marketing, they did an amazing job. Had people intrigued. The trailer, amazing, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Especially the one with Rey and Kylo, where you kind of feel like, is she going to go to the dark side? Or something like that. So I did like that in terms of the marketing. And then production value, like you said, typical Lucasfilm, awesome job with all the effects. They did move away from the CG a little bit, which I think was awesome. But I think that also contributed to how I felt about some of the fight scenes, especially that main fight scene with Rey and Kylo against Snoke's minions or whatever. I just felt like it was very choreographed. It felt very... I don't know, like a choreographed fight scene.
It was a very stiff.
Yeah, exactly. Very stiff. And, because there was so much CG in the prequels, then the lightsaber battles were awesome, and there was a lot of things that humans can't really do normally. I think it would have been nice to see kind of a better mix of that, because we go from, Yoda versus Darth Sidious, where he's flipping all around, or Obi-Wan versus Anakin, where it's just awesome, so much speed and so much
grace,
tension. And then you go to this, and it's like,
it's
like, oh, okay, we're going back to episode 4, 5, and 6 type of choreography with the lightsaber battles and things. So, only thing production-wise that I had an issue with was the fight scenes, like all of the fight scenes, the Jedi, especially that main fight scene between them. I wish I would have seen more fight scenes in general, like with the Jedi involved.
But even with Clone Wars, the TV show, and
just
Rebels,
awesome,
Star Wars Rebels.
I mean that
also
and that
lightsaber battles. I mean, and it's supposed to. This is a fantasy.
Right.
This is a fantasy. I want to break away from reality. And if you can merge the two, reality and fantasy, then dude, you can have an amazing top-notch film that pleases I mean, it's hard to please everybody.
Yeah, it's not gonna be.
You know, if you
then
get
people
close,
would say it's too CG if
right.
it was, but I think it would have been a nice to see kind of a mix, just a little more action in that regard. I think I would have liked because of what I've already been expecting from Star Wars. So because of that, I give the production a 4.7 because it was really good. It was awesome. But because the fight scenes I felt were a little bit stilted, just because maybe they were trying to make a shift away from CG, which is admirable. But if that's going to happen, then you need to get that choreography on point with those fight scenes. Like Jet Li, when he does fight scenes, it's not all CG, but the shit's awesome.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think it would be nice to see like a higher notch of that. So
the same thing done in any of the action movie, Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Like who goes to a Jason Statham movie and we just see a guy punch him, he punches me, punch him, and it's just like no, it's like this beautifully choreographed. Jackie Chan, his movies, off the chain choreography. I mean, there's a reason people go and see his movies because his choreography it's stuff you wouldn't see, and that's what we wanted to see when we see Jedi things that you didn't see.
You got a Jedi and a Sith, fighting these elite guard. I'm expecting to see some.
These are the best of the best
stuff.
Supposed to be the best of the best swordsmen and grace, beauty, all of that. You know, and not just like I don't want Kylo to fight like Finn because Finn has no training as a Jedi. So Kylo should be doing all kind of amazing things.
Right, you would expect to see more from him. Yeah, even in terms of using the Force, I don't think that there was a whole bunch of Force use in those fight scenes. So
no. Anyway, I give my 5. Even though I didn't like the fight scenes, overall everything else was beautiful marketing and it was great. They did a great job. 5. So we're gonna move over to our overall scores. I'll just go ahead and start with mine. In general, like without putting in any Star Wars knowledge, on that side I give it a 4.5. But as a Star Wars fan, averaging all of that together, it comes out to a 3.8. But if you average those two together, put them together,
divide them up.
All right, overall, it's going to be a 4.2. So, which, even though there's a lot I didn't like, I mean, they did make up in a lot of the other areas.
Yeah.
I'm still not that excited about seeing episode 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. So I hope that they fix that.
With a hell of a trailer to make me super excited about this next one.
because I'm not excited about the Jedi anymore. Yeah. I mean, but all right, go ahead.
So my scores, when you put them all together and jumble them up and average them out, it's a 4.3 overall. Because just like you said, there was enough redeeming qualities of the film. It's a solid film overall, I feel like. And the main issues I had with it were because it's a franchise and because of what they did with the franchise characters and the themes there. But overall, other than that, solid film, 4.3 for me.
Yeah. And you know what? I think if we add those two together,
do the math.
Because we meant to do that earlier.
Yeah, we forgot to do the math.
Forgot to do the math. But we'll do the math for you right now. You're gonna see live in action math being done.
That's right. In the meantime, let me use the Force.
Yeah. Hey, I think we're already getting some messages from some ladies. I think you need to calm down. Okay, all right. Use the Force in that
works.
You're a Sith.
The dark side.
So we get a 4.25.
4.25, not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend anybody to go see it. If you want to see it, go see it.
Oh, you would?
I wouldn't.
I mean, yeah. It's a good film.
No,
if you're looking for something entertaining,
I wouldn't say not
so
go see
check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say, hey, if you want to see Star Wars, go and see it. Yeah. But I'm not gonna tell somebody, don't go. I will say, and this is controversial. Ooh. This is controversial. Get ready. Hold on to your britches. And I know some people want to say britches, but hold on to your britches. I feel as though y'all gonna hate me. Justice League was better in the sense of being more entertaining. Ooh. It was more entertaining. Ooh. And I would go see Justice League twice.
I like Justice League. Justice
League, I mean, it had its flaws. It had its faults. But I want to see it again. I don't want to see Star Wars twice.
I want to see Star Wars again just because the second time I saw Justice League, I had a kind of a different opinion.
I don't care. So, I don't care about Rey. I don't care about Kylo. I was starting to care, but I don't care.
I mean, maybe if you saw it again, you feel a little different, but maybe not. I think
I don't want to see Luke go out like a punk.
I know that is what I hate the most. How do you have this amazing legend and you just have him go out like a little punk? All the Jedi little punk. Obi-Wan ran and then turned into nothing. And this guy sat on his butt basically played a video game
of himself.
And then said, "Watch me turn into smoke."
Yeah.
But we're done. You can stop watching at this point. It's all over. You know what the score is.
Tell us what you think.
Yeah, what do you think about the film?
If you disagree with us, you think we're stupid, please comment.
Highly biased.
We will comment back. So, we probably don't hear that from a lot of people. We'll comment back. So, we'll engage with what you feel. And if you like, you agree. If you disagree,
let's talk about it next time. Maybe make us see the light in a different type of way. And maybe when I watch it again, I'll have a different opinion and make that known in the next video. But anyway, thank you so much for watching
subscribe.
Action Movie Breakdown.
You will subscribe.
You will subscribe. Look, you
will share.
Yep. Don't subscribe twice because the second time is unsubscribe. So just once.
Yeah. Don't
click it and let go. Just run away from the computer.
You'll be okay.
Come back tomorrow.
Yes.
Or if you're on your phone, toss it.
Tell your friends, like, hey, let's listen to what these guys are saying. Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.
So how do we?
Wait.
Am I gonna fade it out, or do we just like walk over it?
I was gonna act like I was gonna talk to you.
Oh, kind of like on the news, where it's
like
blah blah blah. And they look so happy, but I think what they're saying is like, I know you ate my lunch. I had it in the fridge. I put my name on it.
Carol, I know you did.
And I came in, and it was gone. So don't let me catch you in the parking structure.
Man, that's too funny.
Good night, Chicago.
Be one with the Force and subscribe. Become up to date with all new episodes upon release.